Everyone, welcome to Comic Book Wednesday for October 9th, 2013. And yeah, we got a couple of comics, I believe 5. Hello. Yep, there's 5 or 6, you know. But that's not the point. We got lots to talk about at least finally. We finally got a big batch. I'm very excited. But one thing before we go on and talk about these comics, I want to talk actually 2 things. First off, let's talk about last week and how I talked about older comics. How I'm thinking I'm going to do the older comics. If there's only like 2 comics coming out a week, I'll pick up 1. If there's 1 comic coming out, I'll pick up 2. If there's no comics, I might just have a break for that week. Maybe. I don't know. I'm thinking Christmas is probably the only time when I'll really have that break, though, because there's always going to be something I want. But, yeah, it's probably my schedule. If I at least get 3 new comics, I'm not going to pick up an older one, but I did get a couple suggestions from people. World's Finest, people are telling me to continue that. Definitely, I want to continue that. That was a really good series. People are telling me to go back into Deadpool a little bit more, because I should have. And I hear that very good things are going on right now in Deadpool. And there's a couple other series that people want me to go into, but that's not the point. I'll go into them when I can. But right now, let's go look into this week. This week, pretty huge for indie artists. The Walking Dead 115 came out. I'm not reading Walking Dead right now. At this current moment. I was reading it a couple other times before, but I hear that it is really good and that it definitely works up to the 10 years. I was going to possibly pick up the issue number 1 in color, but yeah, I did it. I didn't have $5 on me. Excuse me. But yeah, and Afterlife with Archie actually came out, which I hear that's really different than most Archie books, because it's actually teen and plus, and like Archie is like G. So seeing Archie at a teen plus level, holy crap, that's pretty cool. So, but unfortunately I didn't pick those up. Possibly in the future I will pick them up. But why don't we get into this week though? Well, first off, we have Avengers AI number 4. By the way, I'm going from least, what I think will be the least popular to the most popular for this week. But Avengers AI number 4. I love this series. I cannot wait for this issue. I'm really excited to see what they're going to do with it, especially since they're trying to destroy all the AIs, like the people are, because of all this stuff. And Vision still needs to make a decision on what he's going to do. I'm probably guessing he's not going to turn evil. I'll tell you that, but we're going to see what his actions are against, I forgot what his name was. I'll read it and I'll remember what the villain's name is. But yeah, I'm very excited to look at this. Next, we have Nightwing number 24. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait. The final issue involving Tony Zuko and the Prankster. Oh my gosh. We're going to see finally what will they conclude this on. Kyle Higgins is going to end this good right before the single issue for 0 Year, and then going into Forever Evil, which is going to freaking suck for a period, but I got to pick him up because I love Nightwing. Absolutely love him. After that, we have Superman Wonder Woman number 1. The reason why this isn't the top is because I don't care for it. It's a love story, basically. I'm probably only going to pick up this issue because, well, hey, might as well, right? But we'll see how this goes. Charles Soule and Tony S. Daniel are basically the main 2 working on it. But Tony S. Daniel actually does some pretty good artwork, I guess. I mean, this is his cover, so it's pretty good. And it's a fold-out cover. It does one of those fold-outs, but everyone's seen the ads for them by now, so I don't need to fold it out. But yeah, I'm looking forward to reading it, at least to do 1. I kind of don't like how the Superman name is like that. I like how the Wonder Woman is, but not the Superman one. But hey, that's just me. Next, we have Infinity Part 4. Last issue I thought was okay. I wasn't really into it, but we're going to see what's going to happen next. I like this cover by Adam Kubert, definitely. The Thor thing.
let's see how this continues on. What's Thanos thinking of next, and are the heroes eventually going to come back? And at the end, with Black Bolt blowing up his own freaking planet, we'll see what happens with that. But the biggest one I think this week, and probably going to be my number one, Batman 24, another 0-year tie-in. $7. Okay, $7 for this. So it's 64 pages long. We're hoping to hear a big thing to happen. This is gonna lead into the 0 month, and yeah, this is gonna be crazy. Plus, it's the first time he's putting on the bat suit. Well, hopefully, because they could lie to us, which I hope they don't. But yeah, I can't freaking wait. This is gonna be really exciting, definitely. Yes, but I'm gonna go read these. I'll be back in about 5 seconds or so, and I'll tell you what I think. Alright, we're back. And this time there's no screen because I fixed my phone. People were also complaining about that. I do apologize that I am not the smoothest with the phone because, yeah, I decided to change up the style a little bit and stick to this. Kind of talking in my room with the comics in the background. Yeah, so shut up. You get something at least different than me just sitting there and talking. At least you get to see some of my other collections from over the past year or so. Anyway, let's talk about the comics. I have to admit, all were pretty good this week, most of them. No, major surprises on what's really going to be the best, but hey, let's talk about these comics. Alright, so first, Avengers AI number 4. Great series, awesome book. I thought this one was kind of more of the weaker one, though. Personally, because it wasn't as funny. The story was cooler this time around, but it didn't have as many jokes as before, but I'm still very intrigued. The ending, though, man, the ending's gonna get some people, definitely. If they're already invested in this series, I don't even know all the characters from all the other stories, and yet I already feel bad for the ending. It's not even the character's fault. It's what happens, and stupid Demetrios. Get Demetrios. I remembered his name, like I said I would. Demetrios, that's his name, in the Iron Man suit. There's a weird part of the book where Vision and Demetrios almost like, what the hell was with Demetrios' design that they did there? I guess because they're in that AI world, he's allowed to do that, but that was just weird, I'll tell you that for sure. But definitely awesome, but not my favorite of the books. But I'm not saying it was bad. Oops, knocked something down. Who cares? Nightwing, number 24. The conclusion to this prankster storyline, and along with the return of Tony Zuko. Oh my gosh, was this awesome. I can't believe it. I'm glad that they finally are finishing this up. It's not that I'm like hating on the storyline. No, I absolutely love the storyline. I'm just glad that they're going to go on to something else. I'm kind of upset that they're going to Forever Evil side of things, but I'm glad that they're doing something else differently, because you can't stick to one story forever, and this is going on for about 7, 8 issues in, I guess. I mean, it's not that bad, but that's a long storyline. That's 2 trades, basically. Well, actually, that could technically be 1 trade, but with the way that DC's probably going to do it, the beginning of the prankster storyline is probably going to go into the first Nightwing trade, that of the family trade, which I don't need to get because I have all the issues for it. But, hey, that's what it is. But, hey, that's all it is. But the story's definitely great. The artwork's great. It's intense, fulfilling, and yeah, I can't believe that it actually turned out this good. I'm glad that Kyle Higgins is going to be moving on to the 0-year issue, which, yeah, that's a big one. That's going to be the only other $5 comic. I know that part number 25, Batman number 25, is going to be the other $5 issue, but Nightwing is kind of interesting that they're doing it that way. You know, $5 for the Nightwing book. It's usually $3, and now they're making it $5. It's pretty cool. I mean, they're giving Nightwing a lot of respect for this, though, in a way. I mean, for the way that they treated him in freaking Forever Evil, I guess they should retreat him with this. Alright, let's move on. Next, Superman, Wonder Woman #1. Um, kind of interesting going into this because I knew about how this was going to be a love relationship story. I was kind of not anticipating the fact that there would be actually action in it. But the action was pretty good, believe it or not. But the love story parts are just killing me already. Thinking about it, it's like, ugh. I'm not saying DC knows not how to write a bad love story. It's just that Charles Soule doesn't know how to write a good love story. I just didn't like it for. I just didn't like it really, the storyline. But the artwork was pretty cool. I like Tony Estaniel's art. And the way that the story is going to be going the next couple issues, I'm glad. I'm kind of not picking it off anymore. I mean, the first villain that they're both going to fight, yeah. I'm not going to spoil it. The end of the issue, it gives away who's the first baddie they're going to really fight. That's from the DC universe. That's like super powered and all that. And that's kind of an unfair fight for both of them. Like, seriously. Yeah, that's completely unfair. Unless, like, Wonder Woman's illusioning it, but I don't think she is. So, fortunately, sorry, but no more issues of Superman Wonder Woman. Next up, we have Infinity Part 4. Definitely a lot better than issue 3, I definitely thought. There weren't as many characters this time around, which was good, because I feel that if you have so many characters in one issue, it kind of builds it up, which is good for the tie-ins. That's where all the other characters should really lead in. There should be a couple main characters. Like, Captain America is definitely a main character. Thanos, Black Bolt, definitely Captain Marvel, or Miss Marvel, whichever you want to call her. I still call her Miss Marvel, because I'm still used to that. I don't like the name change, but yeah, definitely a different tie-in for that. Yeah, the story definitely just, you can kind of tell what's more going on. You can tell that Thanos is looking for his son Thane, and yeah, when I read Thanos Rising, I never heard anything. Well, actually, I think no, because okay, one of the issues of Thanos Rising, he gets married and has kids, but he kills all of them. So how does his son live? They don't really explain that, I guess, in that book, but whatever. But he's looking for his son, and Black Bolt apparently knows where his son is, and, well, Black Bolt wants to be the good guy and hide him. But we all know Black Bolt's probably going to turn evil again by the end of this. I think probably something about the Illuminati is going to affect him, and he's going to go evil or something. I don't know. Personally, that's just my opinion. But yeah, there's also that galactic fight that people were worried about. And Thor has one of the coolest scenes I've ever seen him do. Ever. I'm like, what the heck? Well, first I'm wondering what the heck he's doing, and then when it happens, I'm like, oh, that's pretty freaking cool. Yeah, I have to admit, that was a really cool scene. So, yeah, definitely really good kudos for making Thor look impressive, because I don't really like Thor that much, but, you know, maybe I might pick up an issue when we do the older comic stuff, but that's something I need to worry about. But definitely a better issue, definitely. Was it my favorite? No, I still think the first issue is my favorite. Maybe the second issue, but not this issue. Hopefully, because we're going into the last two, we have about a month left of Infinity. Maybe we'll get through this. Finally, Batman #24, the $7 issue, the opening to Batman, technically coming out. Oh my gosh, was it pretty cool. I actually have to admit, the only issue I had was at the beginning, and this isn't a spoiler because it's literally one of the first pages of the book. Alfred shaves Bruce's hair, and I'm like, okay, really weird hair design, but okay. But it leads into the next month on how 0 years is going to affect the rest of the DC universe. It's going to lead in the rest of the story. It's going to lead in other villains. It's going to basically do all this and more regret for Batman, because there's something that happens at the end of the book that is tragic to Bruce because he messed it up himself. And yeah, it's pretty sad to hear that he did that. And it's really sad to watch because this character's been in the other Zero Year comics, so it's like you've gotten to know him, and then he dies on Bruce, and it's like, wow, this is kind of different. It definitely changed some mythos for some people, but hey, it's gonna do that to some things. I mean, they're not trying to make another Year One. They're just trying to make their rendition of what they think Batman would have been like. So it's perfectly okay that they changed the origins a little bit of some of the characters. Also, the fact that, of course, we all know that Jim and Bats don't like each other yet. I called him Jim. I meant to mean Gordon, but whatever. It's his name. Whatever. Yeah, they don't like each other yet, but you can clearly tell that Batman has an appreciation for him already, in a way. There's also the cool scene of how they make it clear, well, Batman kind of makes it clear that to make the illusion that Bruce Wayne isn't Batman is kind of cool, I have to admit. But, hey, that scene was probably one of the coolest. But the interaction between Batman and Alfred's definitely cool, how they set up the bases and all that. Bruce Wayne does some major stuff to reveal himself back into Gotham. Definitely, it's a big thing. And yeah, I can't wait for the 0 Year month now. It's going to be really cool. So, with that being said, what were my top 3? You know, I had to think about it a little bit because all these were good, but I'm pulling out the 3 right now out of the pile. But I have to also be kind to the other books before, how, you know, I have to think of all the other books in general. And, you know, it was not that hard to think of what the 3 were, but it wasn't easy at the same time, if you get my drift. I mean, come on, you had a couple of good books this week. I think the only one that we know isn't going to be in the top 3 is Superman, Wonder Woman. And yeah, unfortunately that's not going to be, but oh well, what can we do about it? So, what was in the top 3? Number 3, Avengers AI. Number 4, try saying that 3 times fast. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Even though it wasn't my favorite issue, I really did enjoy it, which is the cool thing. That's a good thing with a series. If you can make an issue still great, but not as good as the others, because they can't make it all awesome. It's great, but they make the series, you still want to read more of the series, even though there's a letdown or two, but the series is still going, and I want to appreciate the series. Number 2, Nightwing number 24. Awesome book. Definitely a great conclusion to the Tony Zuko prankster storyline. Definitely great appreciation. The ending is actually pretty freaking cool. Even though it's technically not going to lead into 0 Year because, well, 0 Year's in the past, so Nightwing's going to the past, so unfortunately there's no connection to that, but probably into the Forever Evil stuff there'll be some connections, which still not ready for that. I'll be honest, I'm not ready for that. After that, yep, we all knew that this one was coming. No doubt about it. No freaking doubt. Definitely awesome book. Man. I can't get enough of the 0 Year. I'm very excited. This is definitely my favorite issue now of 0 Year. I'm very happy for it. Hopefully next month it gets better and better and better. But, speaking of comics, like, weird transition, let's talk about next week. Next week, what we're going to do. Well, what are new coming out? Well, we have Batman, Superman number 4. The conclusion to the intro of how Superman and Batman met, and the Earth 2 experience that they have. Really cool idea that they have, and I'm looking forward to see how they're going to complete it. I'm sad that Jay Lee is leaving the artwork, because definitely it's a very different artwork, but I'm really glad that the writer, Greg, whatever his last name is still writing it. Definitely it's going to be working for it. And the other book we have coming out next week is Batman 66, number, I believe it's 4? Yep, it is 4. I'm looking at nothing right now. Literally, that's a mirror. How can I look at a screen? See, I remember. Okay. Yeah, Batman 66, number 4. Like the series so far. It's enjoyable, it's campy, but what can you say? And I'm going to be picking up an older book next week since I'm only picking up 2. So, again, leave in the comments below what book should I pick up? What series should I start going for? again, I'm very interested to hear what you guys think, and I will talk about it, and I'll probably say if I like the series or not, if I would want to go and find more. Let's try to keep it around New 52 time and Marvel Now. Well, you don't have to do Marvel Now, but just around when Marvel was kind of reissuing all the number ones. I just want to stay in that time because I want to, keep my collection kind of straightforward in a way. Just to get my drift. It's only because most of my collection's kind of that already. I kind of started when New 52 was kind of coming in. So around that time, definitely. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode of Comic Book Wednesdays. Thank you for watching, definitely. What comics did I miss this week that I should have picked up? There was definitely, again, Walking Dead and Afterlife with Archie. Definitely, I would have picked up if I had a little bit more cash, but unfortunately, I'm not the richest man in the world. But, yeah, definitely, those are two books I would have loved to pick up. And, yeah, maybe I'll do an older book thing in the future, or maybe next week. Who knows? It might technically be considered an older book. Ooh. No, but I think in the future I'll possibly pick them up, definitely. But yeah, hopefully you guys leave me some good recommendations because I definitely want to hear them. And that's pretty much it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you for comics next week.